There, you should have audio now. I didn't have my microphone turned on. Sorry about that. It should be working okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay now. Can you hear me okay? Good. All right, very good. So, anyway, we're going to do a live question and answer on the Frankin Mac. You saw the video when I rebuilt it, and so basically the only changes I made to it since last time that I put it together is I actually made this screen, I put an on-glare surface on it, and it works pretty good. I mean, you got to really be right in front of it not to see the to get the full picture. If you're off at an angle, you don't really see the image that good. You have to be right in front of it here. So let me just kind of take a look at this a little bit here, and you should be able to see that okay. And looks like we have 4 people watching here, according to my thing here. And so if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll try to answer them best I can for you. And I'll just keep chatting here until I get some questions here. And I just also uploaded another video. I've been working really hard trying to get those batteries packed working for the PowerBook 1400 CS series, and finally got them fixed. They're working great, and now I'm going to rebuild the next pack now that I know how to do it. And as I said in the YouTube video earlier yesterday, had a shout out from Steve Smythe, and he kind of led me to this website, this gentleman that works on batteries, and thanks to his knowledge, I was able to get them working. And I know I had everything wired up right with them, but for some reason I just couldn't get them working. Basically, there's a chip on there, and you have to reset it, and that's what we did, and it works fine now. So anyway, So basically, this Frankin Mac, it's a base. It's an original SC30 case, and I have a 2012 Mac Mini in it. It's a base model. It's nothing fancy with it, and it's got 4 gig of RAM, I believe. We can go to the Mac tracker here about this Mac here, and let me just get rid of this here. And let's go about this Mac here. And it just kind of gives you some of the basic info on it here. And we can do the system report on it, but like I said, the memory it's 4 gig. It's got the basic Intel graphics, the 400 1630 megabyte. I have a hard time reading the screen because, like I said, it's a little, if I don't look right at it here. And so anyway, let me just, so it's 400,000 and series chip, and it's got 1536 megabytes of memory in it. And of course you can see the serial number on it. And it has a 2.5 hertz dual core Intel processor, i5. It's not a quad core, it's just a dual core. And we're just running the latest version of Catalina on it, which is 10.15.6. And it seems to run pretty good. I mean, there's no issues with it. I've played with it. It works really good on YouTube. You can play YouTube videos on it because it's a Mac Mini in it. I just like that small form factor. This is kind of what the machines could have been back in the day. This does have a super drive in it. And this is a USB super drive that Apple supply that you can buy from Apple. You can get these things really cheap now. I've seen them as low as $20 on eBay. And it's a super drive, so you can read and write to it, dual layer. You can do DVD, CDs, whatever you want to do. And also it has the USB 3 ports on it. It has the USB FireWire, and has USB 800, I believe, on it. Or I'm sorry, a FireWire 800. Pardon me. So yeah, but yeah, it's a nice little machine. And like I said, I kind of the story to this is I've had many SEs in my life. I mean, I've had a Mac since '84 when it first came out, the original 128K, and then from there it was the 512, and then the 1 meg, and then eventually when the SE came out, I waited, but I eventually got an SC30, and because I wanted the hard drive in it. And it was pretty revolutionary because that way you didn't have to do the floppy swap all the time on it. And so yeah, it's like I said, it only weighs it doesn't weigh anything like it used to. I think I saw my video, I believe it was 7 point some odd pounds, and it's very portable. It's easy to take apart. I can totally dismantle this thing, have the screen out, everything out of it under 20 minutes. And it's all modular, and a lot of the cables I made, I had to because of doing something that wasn't originally designed to do. And so yeah, so like I said, it's a good little machine. You can have a lot of fun with it. It was an interesting project. I had a lot of good comments about it. I had some people even say they want to make a Frankin Mac, and it's just, it's one of those things to kind of tinker around with. I mean, you can do that with any computer, vintage computer if you want, but I like the look of the SE. It's just very iconic looking. Another iconic computer would be the iMac G3. Either mainly the slot motor is very iconic looking. Of course, what preceded that, before that, was the tray load, and yeah, I like old computers. I like tinkering around with them. A little bit of history on me. I have a lot of diverse experience on different things. When I was real young, I worked for my dad and uncle. We used to have a huge crane millwright business back in the state of Indiana. That's where I'm originally from. And we just closed that a couple of years ago, unfortunately. It started in '58. That was the year that I was born, so I'll be 62 here on the 18th next week. And I just, kind of missed that part of my life because I learned a lot of things. Learned a lot about machining because my dad was a machinist. I learned a lot about that when I was a very young person. Learned how to run heavy equipment, and then from there I went to ITT, International Telephone Telegraph for Electronics, my cousin and I, and went to school down in Indianapolis, Indiana. We lived in the town of Speedway where they actually have the Indianapolis 500-mile race, and went to school there. Then I worked for a company called A.B. Dick Company, and what they made was offset duplicators. And that was in the printing business, but they made other things too. They originally got their start in mimeographs, and Thomas Edison they collaborated, and so yeah. But the other thing is, worked for them for many years. Then I left them, worked for Conversion Technologies, and I got in the electronics industry because I got more into what I was doing. And also I worked on a lot of their systems for them in the printing industry and graphics art. And I did, after that, then I got into optical school. And I've been an optician for 32 years now. But I still mess with electronics. I like modeling. I mess with modeling. I'm a busy person. In fact, this weekend I got to help a gentleman paint. I'm helping him paint because they're moving. And so that's just a little brief history on me. I moved to California in '85, and it was for a transfer for a job, and never went back. Periodically I go back home, but not as much as I would like to. A lot of my relatives are no longer with us. But my brother, he's older, he has a big farm there in Indiana. And so yeah, So that's just a little bit of a biography on me. But I like making videos. I like the YouTube platform. I made a couple videos many years ago. Did a few little things with my daughter. We've made fun projects and stuff. But this last year I really kind of got more serious about it. So I'm going to pursue this basically as a full-time gig. And because eventually I want to retire from work here in the next 2-3 years, and hopefully by then I'll have enough followers and get monetized like a lot of us YouTubers would like to be eventually. But you have to work at it. And so yeah. Any questions, guys? I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have on anything or regarding the Frankin Mac especially. I'll switch back over to you here. And now we have the flying toasters on there. Yes, we like a little bit of the retro nostalgia here. And I'm going to show you something real quick here. So I'm going to turn that light up, that overhead light off. And you can see the screen a little better. Sorry for the squeaky, it's got rubber feet on them, the SEs do. And just a little bit here. There we go. Now we can see the screen a little better. And let's take a look here. We'll go and look at the system report here on it. Yeah, these are a cool machine. They are. They're really neat. There's a lot of people. This is one of the machines they'd like to have. And I've been fortunate. I actually own the 20th anniversary Mac. I wish I never got rid of it, but it was all super. It was all. I had the rare Sonic card in it, so I had a G3 processor in it, and I had that thing modded. I still have all kinds of mods. So if I ever get a 20th anniversary again, I have a lot of software mods because I actually had mine running the first version of OS 10, and you can do that with the G3 upgrade card in it, but you take a risk. You take a risk of doing that because you can really permanently mess up the ROM in it if you're not really careful. And I did that with the help of OS 9 Helper because you have to get 9.2.2 on it because that system didn't support it natively. I got 9.2.2 with OS 9 Helper, and then I took and I put the OS 10 on it. And I did a video on it a long time ago. I don't know. I was trying to find it so I could show people what it looked like with OS 10 running on it. It ran it pretty decent. It had USB on it. I had the USB orange card that was by Sonic, I believe, and I have the drivers for that. And that actually, when you ran OS 10, it made it USB 2. It enabled that. And this was the fat back version because it had that extra back. Yeah, they're very cool. Absolutely, they're a very iconic machine, and I think that was basically the gateway to the iMacs. But I wish for me, I wish they would have had a flat screen in them. That's just my own personal preference, rather than the heavy CRT. But if you see the video that I did a long time ago, the first was the iMac rebuild. I put a flat screen. I actually put a Apple Studio display in it, and it's pretty cool. It runs just fine. It's got a little Mac Mini in it too. It's got an old one, but it's a 2004. And I'm running Lion on it. That's the highest I can run on it. But however, I have ran Mountain Lion on it. There's a hack you can do on that, but I fooled around with it enough, and I took Mountain Lion off of it. It did really slow it down. But anyway, yeah. So let me. We're really kind of washing out here. Let me see what I can do here to make this look a little better here. Does that look a little better? Yeah, it's a little better. I'm going to try to scoot this up a little closer so you can see the information on the screen. Yeah, it's focusing. There we go. That's a little better. So that way you can just kind of look at the basic hardware overview on it. I don't know how close I can get with the webcam here. I think it's about as close as I'm going to get. But yeah, you can look at the hardware overview on it there. And then, let's see, of course, my G4 Cube. That's another iconic computer. I really enjoy mine. I have a modified 600 megahertz board on it. It's basically a Sonnet board in it, but the guy modified a regular board out of a old Power Mac tower. And basically that's what it is. It's a tower that's shrunk down, so you can use some of the same hardware out of that machine into the cube. So I got that. I put a fan in it, because these things actually were made to have a fan in them, because there's the fan mounts in the bottom. That's real easy. You just drop it in. You just hook the power up to the Molex connector. If you want to put a sensor on it, which I don't have one on it, but you do that and it'll regulate the fan, because it's actually a 12 volt fan, but I'm running it on 5 volts. If I put on 12 volts, it sounds like a hairdryer. I have an iMac. Oh, I have a G4 Mac Mini. Oh, good, very good. Yeah, the G4s, you can have a lot of fun with the G4 machines. They're still very useful. You know, you get some people that say that they're obsolete, and they're not. You can still do some things with them. I mean, I've seen some videos where people actually do some QuickTime movies on them, and there's a program that you can actually get it to render in 720p. That's pretty impressive. And so yeah, it's just all kinds of good things you can tinker with these. I mean, that's the nice thing about the age that we live in, is there's so many Apple enthusiasts. A lot of them have computer engineering skills, and they like to tinker around with that stuff, and that's great. And so let me go to some different information on here, and let's see here, and you can see the graphics set up in it there, and then we have Thunderbolt in there. And yes, the iMac G4s, yes, I'm sorry, I keep saying iMac. Yes, the little Mac Minis, they are nice machines. You know, people kind of, when they first came out, a lot of folks didn't really see the need for them. But they're a very, very useful thing, because there's some people that actually use them for servers, several of them. They work really good for that. And like I said, I've used them, and you know, you think you're on a regular full-size tower. You know, they're some of them are very powerful. Not as powerful as some machines, obviously, but you know, for what they are, they do pretty darn good work. And so it's you know, at that point, it's kind of user preference. You know, it's kind of like what you like to get used to. But like I said, the Cube, the 20th anniversary Mac, the SE30, the iMac, those are probably my 4 favorite machines. And as far as the laptops go, I love the PowerBook 1400 series PowerBooks. I actually got kind of introduced to those via Action Retro. He has a fantastic site, and I saw him, and I got the one I have. Is just really, I wasn't even looking for it. It's such a crazy deal, and I bought it, and the thing looks like brand new. The thing's just beautiful. But like I said, the only thing that was wrong with it, it's got a little bit of a dodgy ROM drive in it, which I'm going to fix that. I'm going to put a more modern combo drive or super drive in it. It will run on them, because I've done it. That's how I got the software on it when I was doing that CF card. And so anyway, I think that'll be pretty cool. It'll be in the original casing. It'll slide in there, so you won't know that it'll all look original, but it's just got all new innards in it. And that's great, because that makes these machines in today's world a lot more useful. And there is a rare G3 upgrade card for those too, because those laptops, they have a daughter board that goes on the motherboard, and that has the processor on it. So you pull that daughter board out, and you get a hold of one of these G3 Sonnet cards, and you can pop in there. Now you've got G3 speed and performance. And I'm going to try to put, I'm going to try to put 9.2.2 on it. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to tinker around with it and try it. And I think that'd be pretty good if we could get 9.2, because the max specs, it says only 9.1.5, I think, so what you can put on it, which that's what I have on it now. But I also have the other version of 9.1 that's a little higher, and then 9.2. And like I said, I'll have that drive in there, and I can do it while it's in the machine. It makes it so much easier to do that. And so hopefully, like I said, you're enjoying the stream. We got 3 people watching now. We lost somebody. But yeah, so any other questions or any other machines you like, or anything you'd like to have in your future collection? For me, I think the ultimate thing would be getting some type of prototype Mac. I think that'd be really cool. And there's really a lot of them out there. It's just being at the right place at the right time. And I think that would be pretty good. So yeah, so we've been streaming, let's see how long we've been streaming now. We've been streaming here for a while. Yeah, I'm just checking my analytics here, and everything looks pretty good there. So we've been streaming here for almost 30 minutes now, and so everything is looking pretty good so far. No, I don't think it doesn't look like we've had any frame drop out or anything, so that's good. And I was hoping hope you were able to see the live world premiere of the Frankin Mac. I streamed that, and you can watch that at any time. I would like to get one of the Power Macs with the DOS cards, so I could run old Apple and DOS software. Yeah, you know, I haven't seen one of those cards. I've heard of them, but I've not seen those. I know. I'm trying to think. You know, Steve at Mac 84. You know, if anybody would have one, he probably would have one. We'll have to ask him when next time he does a live stream if he has that. I don't know if you're familiar with Steve at Mac 84, but he does a lot of recapping, but he's been collecting Macs for a long time, and yeah, I'm sure they are hard to get. You know, as we get further into the years, a lot of this stuff is getting harder to find. Now, fortunately for us, we have the internet. Information shared a lot more easily now, so something that you might never ever find, you have a much better chance of finding it. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll way I look for things, obviously I'll go on eBay, I'll go on Amazon, I'll just go and search and try to search things, and sometimes it'll take you to a site where somebody has something. I go to the thrift stores, like the hospice store, the Goodwill. I'll just go in there, and sometimes you will be shocked what you find. I had a friend that went in one of the Goodwill stores, and he found the Apple Studio display, and it was one of the newer ones. What I mean by newer ones, I mean like the not the plastic ones, but the ones that it's got the multiple connectors on it, and with the 21-inch, I believe it was. But he got that for like, I think he said for like $20. And the thing is in great shape. It works fantastic. There's no problem with it. So he got a pretty good score there. Yeah. And then I myself, my wife and me, we're not doing as many of them as we used to. We used to do a lot of estate sales, and that's how I came about some of my stuff. I that twin that notebook that I'm giving away, along with the USB microphone when we reach 500 subscribers. That is a nice little laptop. It's for a PC. It's got Windows 3.1 on it, which I think that's the highest version you can run on it. The thing has got everything with it. It's in an aluminum metal case. It's got the battery. Now the battery doesn't charge on it, but it's got the battery charger. It's got all the software manual, the bill of sale. And the person that used to have it, she used to work for the California Fire District, and she had that for many years. And she actually used to do all the promotion for Smokey the Bear. And we had all kinds of stickers and paintings and stuff that people done for the promotion of Smokey the Bear. And so she kind of ran that part of the organization, among other things too. Which I have some Smokey the Bear items that she gave me. It was really cool. Her husband passed away about 2 months ago, and we did the estate sale for her because we were friends with him. So we basically just almost did it for nothing, just to help her out. And but yeah, so that'll be a nice little laptop that somebody gets. It's a really nice machine. I don't think there's any broke. The only thing is on the very back of the door, the hinges are broke on it, but it snaps on. But the door itself is fine. But other than that, it's like in mint shape. The screen's got a few little scratches and nicks on it. But I mean, for what it is, I think a lot of it's from the keyboard when it closes on the keyboard. But yeah, it's that's going to be a nice giveaway when we get to that point. We're at 111 subscribers now. I pick up one or two every week, which is great. I appreciate everyone that does that subscribes to my channel. And the closer we can get to it, the faster we can give it away. And so yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've got all kinds of cables that I've found. I've got USB. I've got old vintage cables that I found brand new. And I just got to figure out a way how to sort them and organize them, so that way I can know what I got. I mean, I've got drawers and drawers and drawers of them. You know how they are. You just kind of push stuff in a drawer. You know. And I got all kinds of audio, video, cable, and for composite video, a lot of HDMI cables, all this. And going back to the Frankin Mac here, in this one, actually, I used that special ribbon cable, and let me pull this back just a little bit. I don't want to make you sick here, okay? And let me just play the camera. So I'm going to turn this around here, and so if you look at the back here, let's get this all dialed in here. So I figured out a way how to make this look nice. Now the power's here. This is all fused. That's the main power, and here's the you use the original reset button to actually turn it on. And this back cover is held on, sorry I keep bumping them, is held on by magnets. Now you can see the back of the Mac Mini. There. And you can see all the glory of it there. And I have a very specialized HDMI cable here. I got this, well, as many things as from China, because you can't find anything here in the U.S. But this cable, these actually unplug. You can take them there, you can switch the connector around. But I wanted something that's really flat. This is like a ribbon cable, and it goes up, and so this way you don't have a big, huge, bulky cable on it. But the nice thing about this is I still have the SD card reader here, and see, I have that too in a box. Two cables, so I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, I know. Those cables, they pile up. It's real easy. Like I said, I've even got to the point where I'll go to some of these sales and I don't need any more cables, but I'll look around and say, hey, I don't have that one. I know that I've never seen that one before. So, but anyway, yeah. So I wanted to be able to have access to this. So we have, the USB support here, and we have the FireWire. We have the Thunderbolt, and then we have the the audio in and out, and the SD card, and that way the air can flow through it too. This is all vented, so it doesn't impede the air. But like I said, it's held on by magnets. These are these little neodymium magnets. These things are extremely strong, and so you just get it up here, snap it, and you're good to go. And it makes it look nice. Kind of gives me a little flashback of the 20th anniversary Fatback Mac, because that's what it was. It kind of humped out on the back of it there. But this is very functional. It's got air vents. The bottom is open, so you get lots of airflow. You get lots of airflow on the sides here. The speaker, you have the internal speaker, so maybe the sound more kind of comes out here. But and of course I left the tag on here. So that way, again, it kind of keeps it looking nostalgic looking here. And, yeah. And then I have, this is for a direct processor slot card. So you could have a thing. I used to have, in fact, I had an SE. The one I had, it was the Ethernet card that went in it. And it went on the side of it there, and that was pretty neat. So you could actually get on the internet with it, but it's more like a PBS board, and you could actually see like pictures like you can on the modern internet. Cool idea. How do I do that? In terms of what? So yeah, I don't know how much of a lag there is on this thing. I meant how you did it. Oh, okay, thank you about the magnets on the back here. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I did not want to Velcro it. I wanted it to look. Space agey, and because if you have Velcro, then you got to yank it off of there. I wanted something that holds on there, but it still looks good. So, and like I said, you just get them lined up there, and it sticks right on there. And yeah, pretty good. I was trying to, my concept on this was I was trying to keep it as original looking as I can because I like the form factor on it. So with this here, I had to enlarge this hole a little bit to accommodate this special plug, and I did that with the JB Weld. And if you've seen the progress on the videos, you saw how I did that, and then I made this little bezel to go over it. And it just makes it nice and finished off. It makes it almost look factory. Same with this here. I think it almost makes it look like factory. And then on the side of it, on that reset switch, I wanted to be able to turn it off and on. I thought that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, we'll flip this guy around here. And basically, I just use the. Let me get this raised up here. I only have one screw really that holds this in. I use my Torx wrench to take it out, then I can pop the case apart. Really don't even need to do that, but I did it because it's just, just a precaution. There we go. Let's see. There we go. All right. Sorry for the squeakies. So yeah. I'm just looking at my phone here, just to see how much light I got here. So about a 15-second lag. That's not bad. So hopefully it's not too boring for you here. Like I said, I'm surprised I don't have more people participating. Thank you very much, Zombie Geek 33. Because like I said, it shows I've got 4 people watching, and nobody else has bothered to get into the chat. So I don't know on that. So let's see here. Let me go back to me here. Back to the Frankin Mac there. But yeah, getting back to the project. Yeah, I like doing stuff like that. I just like tinkering around with things. And if I see something that's broken, I'm thinking, how can I bring that back to life? Or something's been really abused. And because I look at things differently. Like I look at phones. I look at them as scientific equipment because that's basically what they are. They've got so many sensors and they can do so many things. It's a scientific device, and that's the way I look at computers. I mean, they're originally made for scientists because it was a scientific tool, and that's the way it is in the optical industry. We have lots of scientific tools that we use to, treat patients and to do preventative things. And so that's the way I look at things. So if we can use science to help us upgrade these machines to make them a little bit better than what they were originally, or even just to keep them around longer because we're able to do things. That's the way I look at it, and that's why I like to get peripherals and stuff to do that thing. So what is Zombie Geek 33? What time is it in your neck of the woods? Because here in California it's 3:37. Okay, it's 6:37 your time. Okay, so you are on the East Coast. You're in Ohio. Okay, very good. Okay, yeah, it's not very far from my home state. Very good. And out here we are dealing with all these fires out here. The smoke, the air quality is so bad out here, and you just want to stay in your air-conditioned house. Or if you get in your car, you keep the vent closed and you have the air conditioner on, because you just can't have your window open. It's basically this morning the air quality. I forget the different classifications, but like purple's really bad. It's like extremely unhealthy to be out there. Being out there, I think they said for 10 minutes would be like smoking a carton of cigarettes. It's that bad. There's so much particulate in the air. Red, it's about 10 packs. Yellow, I think, is about a pack or 2 packs. But it's just terrible. The fires out here, so many people have lost everything. And it's not just California, it's Oregon. Arizona's got some stuff going on out there. It's awful. Yeah, we're staying safe. We live in a little town called Sutter Creek. A lot of people know about it. A lot of people come from all over the world to visit here. It's the old gold rush town, but it's nice. It's a nice town, and we got lots of big stores not real close to us, but within 5-10 minutes. Like we have Walmart and Kmart and all your big automotive stores, all your restaurants and everything. So yeah, we have all kinds of, and of course then you have the shops downtown, local shops and stuff. And of course with all this COVID going on, we've than supporting all the local people, because it's a little tough for them. But they've got pretty much everything opened up. They're actually opening up the dining rooms now in a lot of restaurants now. They got to go ahead to do that. So yeah, but it's just, this is one of the worst fires collectively on the record. I guess it's nothing like this has ever been seen before. And so it doesn't matter where you go. It's terrible. So we're hoping that September will kind of pick up a little moisture. It would be nice to get some rain, but usually we don't see. We can get it in September, but typically toward the end of October is when we start getting rain. And actually, October is the worst month for fire. And we've already this is just awful. It really is. Every day you gotta wipe the ash off your vehicles. My wife got a new RAV4 hybrid. We got that a little over a month ago, and I got a carport for it, so it's underneath there, and that helps a lot. But the wind carries the ash, and you just always washing it off or dusting it off, and it's just it's a mess. It really is. And I know when we get some rains, it's going to look like mud probably flowing at first, because all the ash washing off the trees and the buildings and everything on the roads. So yeah, sorry, we're kind of getting off topic here, but anyway, so I think what else I could show you here. I guess something I can show you here. So this monitor was actually the first one that I had in the Frankin Mac when I was toying around with it. And this one is a 8-inch TFT monitor, and the problem was that I knew I could get a bigger monitor in it. I just wasn't sure which one to get, and then I saw another YouTube channel of somebody doing a upgrade on a 128K Mac, and they put a bigger screen, and so that's the one I got. And this one I have is a 10.1 in here, and I wish it was maybe about that much deeper, but that's why I made the little bezels on each end, so that way you don't see through it and underneath of it. Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like listening to it. It's interesting. Thank you. Appreciate that. But anyway, yeah. So I got. So what I use this for now is if I'm testing a computer, because this has got lots of inputs on it. I use this. I usually have this out in my garage, and I have it up there. And so yeah. So that way it's not a waste. I still use this monitor. It works fine. It's an HD monitor, and it works really good. So yeah, so that's what I do with that. And so I will move you here. I'm gonna show you something here. So let me take this off here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take you for a ride here. Don't get sick. So there's my G4 Cube there with the original speakers. I got these. These are new old stock. I did a video on these, and these things sound awesome. These are hardened cardon speakers. And if you've ever had these Apple Pro speakers, they're quite heavy. But what the unique thing about the Cube is underneath here, way back here, that is the audio amp that's hooked to these speakers, because this Cube does not have a sound card in it. And how it generates its sound, is through that little amplifier, and it goes out to the speakers. And you will not hear the bong on this unless you have the actual Apple speakers, which I thought that was very interesting. And like I said then, to go on here, I'm going to show you here, these right here are actually the ones that I got for the Cube originally, but there was no amp, and there was an amp on it. But these were all rotted out. So what I did is I refoamed these, and again I did a video on it how to do it, and so I have these hooked to my Mac Pro, and the Mac Pro is underneath my desk here, right there, and I haven't actually used it for a while, but this I souped this up too, yeah. So anyway, that's what way of recycling the speakers. But if you have an old machine, like an old iMac G4, some people call them the flower pot iMac. Anyway, you can get the Mac Pro speakers for those, and they sound really good. They really do. They have great sound. Like I said, those card-on speakers, they're really great. They have an awesome sound to them, and it's getting hard. Like I said, I was extremely lucky to find this guy actually had new old stock on these things, on the speakers. And so what I did is I had to take them apart, unsolder it, resolder it up, and that way I had the new enclosures because I put that wiring harness on it, and that way I have the amplifier on it. So it is basically original, because those are actually original Cube speakers, and so I thought it was pretty neat. And yeah, they are really neat speakers. They're very kind of futuristic looking. This is like the way the design of them were, and they like I said, you throw the power to them. They're 30-watt speakers. You can crank them up pretty good actually for a computer. So yeah, and then the other thing I'll show you. Let me move my stuff around here. I'm going to take you for one more ride here. I promise I won't make you sick anymore. Let me get this swung over here. Okay. Alright, so let me switch cameras here. Okay, so this is my iMac. This is a ruby color. You can see on the side there. And this is a G3. And there's quite a story to this one. And Colin Mister, he goes by DOS Dude. He has a fantastic channel. I highly encourage you to give him a watch. This gentleman does amazing stuff. I mean, he's got a computer science degree, and I don't know what else because he was going to school for it. Anyway, he was doing a G4 conversion for me, so he was putting a G4 processor in this on the motherboard, and so I had two Macs and the two different revisions on this thing, and I asked him if it was possible to upgrade that G3 processor to a G4. He says, well, show me pictures of your motherboards. So I sent him, he goes, oh, this is perfect. He goes, this one we can do. So I sent it to him. Now this has been going on over a year. All right, we're close to it. So I sent the board to him. He did the upgrade. I got the upgrade back and put it in a machine, and it booted up and it had G4 on it. And ran it for about 5 minutes, turned it off because I was going to take and finish hooking up my optical drive and everything to it. Went to boot it up again, and the screen wouldn't turn on. So I turned it off, I powered it up again, same problem, the screen wouldn't turn on. So I contacted him, sent the board to him again, he redid the board again, sent it back to me, I put it in, no video. I even hooked an external monitor to it. I thought, well, maybe it's just something indicative to the CRT. Nope, still didn't boot up. So I contacted him again. So what I wound up doing is I sent him basically, I pieced together an iMac for him, slot loader. I sent it to him, but it was totally stripped down, no speakers, no front bezel, no case, just the polycarbonate inner frame and the inside that holds the cage for the hard drive and the floppy drive, or the hard drive and the slot drive, CD drive. And I had it all wire tied together and everything. Sent it to him, and so his gentleman's been very, very busy. And so anyway, he's finally getting around to it. But I emailed him the other day, so I'm just gonna have to email it again to see if he's gotten any further along with it, if he's had a chance to look at it. And I told him he could keep that iMac because I didn't want it back. That's just a donor for him, so he can have something to test the board, because I had the board, the G4 board in it, and I sent it to him. So that way he has something, because he told me he didn't have anything really to test it on. So now he's got a machine he can use for a test bed. And so anyway, that's what I did. So that's where we're at with this. So hopefully this will become a G4, and then I can put the bottom back on it. Okay, I've got the bottom for the one that I sent, because it was a Ruby 2 that I sent, and then I also have the covers for it. So if he needs the covers for it, if he wants the covers, I'll send those to him too. That way he can make it look pretty. But anyway, yeah. So this is just hanging on. It's just laying on. It's not screwed on or anything. You can see right there. It's just I just got it laying on there, and I got a cover over it. I keep all my machines covered up. They get so dusty. So if you keep them covered up, they stay relatively clean. So anyway, so I thought that this might interest you. That's been a project in the works for quite a while. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, and also on this, I have also putting a modern super drive in it too. The unique thing about these iMacs is on the back of the ROM drive, there's a board that goes on it that the cable from the computer, the ribbon cable, connects to. But it just so happens that on these machines, the way that these are made, that connector is on the opposite side. Everything else, since these were made, the connector's on this side, or vice versa, but you get my point. And so anyway, in order to get that drive to work, you have to put it upside down, and you get that board sticking out on top of the other board. You can't see it, it's all buttoned up, but I mean, there's absolutely no clearance for error or anything. And I made a custom-made ribbon cable for it. I did a video on that. Oh, we're going to focus here, sorry. There we go. There we go. And I made a custom made ribbon cable, so I didn't have so much ribbon cable tuck up in there. And yeah, it can be done. Like I said, it took me a lot of figuring out how to get it to work. And but I'm just waiting to get the G4 board back, so I can get this thing all put back together. I'll have the drive put in it, and of course that drive doesn't fit in the cage like it should, so I had to modify that cage a little bit, and so that way it won't move on you. So I made a bracket for that, and so yeah, it's just waiting to get it done. In fact, let's see here. This is just a mock-up on the back. This is just for height purposes. But this is the actual drive that works in it. This is out of an iMac. This is a 2013, I believe. It's a super drive. And you can also burn DVDs and CDs on it too. So yeah, and so that will be in there permanently.
and this is the way that it goes in there, just like that. Like I said, I've already got the brackets made, so this here won't even be on there anymore. Okay, I just had to do that, so double-sided sticky tape just to get all the spacing so I can make all the brackets and everything. And yeah. So anyway, so let me, now that I've made you thoroughly sick, let me just take and move this camera back here where it belongs here. And let's mount it back up here. Maybe. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So let's go back here. There we go. And so like I said, I love tinkering around with these old machines. It's just trying to make it work. You can't be afraid to work on these things, just like with those batteries. Some people will be absolutely terrified to try to attempt something like that. For me, you can still get the cells for them, and it's just a matter of having a model to look at so you get all the wiring correct and make sure that all those components work. That was the thing. Some of these components, I wasn't sure what they were, so I had to trace them down and still was kind of perplexed on why this thing doesn't work. And so now that I know that basically you have to apply power to it to reset that chip. It's got a ROM in it, and it's a secure. Basically, it's for protection. It's a circuit protector in it, but it is resettable, and that's what it takes to make it work. So that's what I did. So anyway, let me just take a look here. We still have 4 people looking at it there. And we've been streaming here for over an hour now. Wow, okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up. If you have any questions you want to ask me here in the next couple of minutes, otherwise I'm going to end the stream here. And Zombie Geek 33, I really appreciate you watching. Like I said, there's some other people watching, but they haven't commented or anything, so I don't know what it is. But hey, I'm glad you participated. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad this interested you. And I hope things for you back in Ohio are doing great. And we'll be getting into our nicer weather here real soon, hopefully. And as far as rain and cooler temperatures for us. So yeah. Nothing like a good cup of coffee. So I like decaf, regular, whatever your pleasure is. Latte. So yeah. So any questions, Zombie Geek 33, that you can think of offhand? Actually, I got one more thing I'll show you while I'm thinking about it. Hold on. So, talking about estate sales, going back to that sale, this is another laptop that I found. This is it's a compact Model 610 / HP, and it works.
And this has, I put Windows 7 on it because what was on it, that thing had XP on it, so I put Windows 7 on it. And, but yeah, it does work. Let me see if, yeah, that's the thing is the battery doesn't hold a charge on this one, so you have to plug it in. I did get an adapter for it, but yeah. I've been tinkering with a RIP4. I bought it, and I got a working one on the Motorola laptop. Oh, cool! Very good, very good. All right, yeah, yeah. So this one here, like I said, it works. The screen's okay on it. Case is in decent shape. Hey, Crazy Tech Reviews, how you doing? Glad you could join us. I wanted to do this stream before that tech and chat starts. So anyway, yeah, we've been Zombie Geek and me have been having a good conversation here, and so yeah, you have any questions? I have the Frankin Mac all fired up here. Let me just switch it over to it real quick here. And there's the Frankin Mac. It's running there. And we were just talking about like machines that we like, ones that we might want, and other things. Slide that there. There we go. And so yeah, we've just been talking about the my Cube, my Mac Pro, obviously the Frankin Mac here, we've been talking about it, talking about putting a super drive in the 1400 CS now that I got the batteries working on it. That's another project I'm going to be doing. And then I was telling you about my iMac, the story with that as far as getting the G4 board back from DOS Dude. He's been working on it. And so I need to find an update with him to see if he's had any time to work on it. Hopefully we can get this thing going. But, so Logan, do you have anything you want to ask me on regards to this Frankin Mac here? Like I said, I don't know how long the delay is on this thing. I'm thinking it's longer than 15 seconds. I have the latency turned really low on this thing. I'll find out here real quick here. Let me see. I just did a check here. We'll see how long this is lagging here. So it looks like it is about 15 seconds. I have about a 15-second delay on the chat and on the video here. So yeah. And I'll just kind of show you real quick here, Logan. Just kind of the turnaround on this thing here. I was telling him about on the back of it here. I was trying to keep it kind of looking somewhat original looking, but with the modification of the cables on it. So I made this little plate, and it's just held on by magnets. And these little neodymium magnets, they're very strong. And rather than using Velcro or gluing it or double-sided tape, so yeah, I just lined it just right here. There we go. Now on. So yeah, and just talking different things about it, and really haven't had any trouble with the Frankin Mac. It's been working really good, and so I guess I guess I'm going to probably end the stream here in the next 5 minutes. But like I said, this was the other thing that I found at the estate sale, besides that twin head notebook, which we're going to be giving away in the microphone giveaway. So yeah, and like I said, I might get a new battery for this, and then I might even sell this one or something. Not sure yet. So yeah, let's put this back here. Oh, okay. And one thing we were talking about, Logan, is Zombie Geek and me were talking about cable management, like all these USB cables and stuff that we acquire. And we tend to see, like myself, I just shove them in a drawer, and I get drawers and drawers and drawers just full of all types of computer cables, plugs, connectors, power cables. And I was telling him, trying to figure out some way to kind of organize it, that way you know what you got. Yeah, I haven't really been able to think about that. I mean, there are ways of doing it, but you would need like a warehouse just to line everything up, so that way you know what you got. But that'd be nice if you were able to do that. So I just haven't been able to come up with a way of doing that. So yeah. So I think I'm gonna wrap the stream up, guys. I do appreciate you guys dropping in. Zombie Geek 33. I really appreciate the time that you spent with me. That means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. And Crazy Tech Reviews, Logan, I really appreciate you dropping by. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so I hope that, like I said, you learned some information. I hope you like this live stream. This is really the longest one that I've done. The only other one that I've done was the giveaway, when we give away that first microphone. And so, okay, you too, Zombie Geek, thank you very much. You have a good night, and you take care as well, and you stay safe as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? And you have a good night, or have a good weekend. All right, stay safe. Bye-bye.